On the news at 1, National Executive Council of the Nigerian Labour Congress suspends nationwide protest. FCT residents express joy following the nomination of their son, Zephaniah Gisalo. And TV Youth Organization pledges unflinching support to policies of President Tinubu's administration. Hello, it's good to have you join us on the Abridged 1 p.m. news. I am Miriam Emekamade. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reassured Nigerians that all promises made during his campaign will be kept and lives will be better. President Tinubu was speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony of Gwagwalada Independent Power Plant Project Phase 1. The president said the power plant will drive growth of the economy as there is no life without power. He assured that millions of jobs will be created and 3 years project must not exceed the stipulated time. President Tinubu reassured that all distribution bottlenecks will be removed, adding that stable power is a priority of his administration. The event had dignitaries in attendance, including members of the diplomatic corps. The Union of Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, former DPR, is calling on authorities concerned to investigate the commission in order to address the decay and what they term as mismanagement and misappropriation eating deep in the commission. Aisha Obali reports that the union executives made this known in Abuja at the day 3 of their peaceful protest held at the commission's office in Jabi.
It was started like an issue that can quickly and simply be resolved, but now seems to be taking a different dimension as the staff of the Nigerian Petroleum Upstream Regulatory Commission, PENGASIN, continue in their protest, calling for the quick resignation of the Chief Executive Officer of the Commission. The gate of the Commission on the lock and key, not even for the management staff to have access to the building. The issues are still on what they enumerated on the first day of the strike, which amongst them include non-remittance of pension, medicals, and failure to pay various allowances. Meanwhile, the staff say the chief executive must apologize before any negotiations.
As far as we are concerned, he has called us thieves. So he must retract that statement and then we'll consider coming to the discussion table.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Gabriel Aduda, assured the union that the ministry is with them and promised that the issues will be resolved amicably. But first, they should rest the protest and not allow the work to suffer.
We don't rule by sitting in our offices. I would have been happy to come here, sit with the CCE, sit with Osifo and his team, and then see how we could have resolved this if this had been brought to my notice before now.
We'll get back to our Congress.
Yes, sir.
And we'll take the resolutions. And we'll get back to the national. Yes. That allow us to go on this strike. Then we'll get back to you in no distance time.
The Permanent Secretary left the protest venue not with the assurance that work will resume until they meet with their national body and come out with resolutions. In Abuja, Aisha Obali, NTA News.
Meanwhile, National Executive Council of the Nigerian Labour Congress has affirmed the suspension of the nationwide protest embarked on by the organized labor. The council took the decision after its meeting held 3rd August 2023 to respect the assurance given by the National Assembly and President Bola Tinubu at the meeting with the organized labor after the Wednesday mass protest across the country. In a communique signed by the President of the Congress, Joseph Ajaero, the Labour body says it will keep vigil on holding government accountable on the assurances, which include a commitment on the terminal date of August 19, 2023, to address issues around hike in petrol prices and ensure that the Port Harcourt refinery commence production by December this year. To ensure that the agreement reached with the President on wage award for Nigerian workers is implemented, immediately and to unveil a workable roadmap on the CNG alternative next week. The Congress, however, threatened to embark on a nationwide strike beginning Monday 14th of August if the organized labor is summoned to court for going ahead with the August 2nd mass protest. Indigenous youth of the FCT have expressed heartfelt appreciation to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the inclusion of Zephaniah Bitrus Jesalo as a ministerial nominee. The FCT Youth Stakeholders Forum made this known during a media chat in Abuja, maintaining that the decision is a significant step in the direction of inclusivity and fairness. Cecilia Julius reports.
According to the group, FCT has struggled with recognition and representation which have resulted in being marginalized, but with the new step by the president signals a fresh change in attitude towards the plight of indigenous inhabitants.
The FCT Stakeholders Forum believes that the nomination of an indigene as a minister will not only pave the way for the increased representation at the federal level, but also empowers and inspires other indigenous individuals to participate actively in politics and leadership role.
They maintain that this signifies a new era and day of liberation after years of strong agitations.
We'll have somebody that will air our voice, that will talk to the president and tell him our problems and all that. And we'll also have someone that will listen to what the president will say, as in the president has for the people of FCT.
It's a step forward for us, that we have more to come. And we really want to appreciate the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for deeming it fit to do the right thing over how many years.
They appeal that all hands should be on deck to actively support the ministerial nominee to pave way for more sons and daughters of the soil to emerge and bring about national growth. Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
The TV Youth Organization has expressed their gratitude to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu over his choice of Senator George Akume as Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Cecilia Julius again reports that the position of the TIF group was presented at the press briefing.
The organization describes the appointment of Senator Akume as Secretary to the Government of the Federation as round peg in round hole, in view of his contributions to Benue State and the country at large. They urge Nigerians to support him in his quest to fulfill the desire of President Tinubu. Expounding on his qualities and meritorious service to Benue State and the nation, the TIF Youth Group calls for equal representation of the TIF people at the national and state levels.
Senator Akume is a very kind man who has demonstrated great love and affection for our Idoma brothers. He is a great leader with a big heart that has oneness and brotherhood to his Idoma neighbors over time. He did all this not for mere political gain, but to cement the relationship between the Tivs and the Idomas.
A further pledge is unalloyed and continuous support to the policies and programs of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration towards reviving the nation's economy. Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
And next, 6 business news.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu takes steps to reposition Nigeria's economy. Hello and many thanks for joining me on Business News. I am Aisha Uba Ali. Earlier this week, President Bola Tinubu appealed to Nigerians to look beyond the present temporary pains and bear with him as he takes hard but necessary steps towards repositioning the country to take full advantage of the future that awaits her. State House correspondent reports that he made the appeal in a special broadcast about welfare to Nigerians. Following President Bola Tinubu's administration's proposed support for nano businesses as part of measures to support the citizens in the wake of the subsidy removal, the transport sector is expected to be one of the direct beneficiaries. Francisca Bile was in town to sample the opinion of motorists and commuters on the subject matter.
Reactions have continued to trail President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's recent statement during a live telecast on plans to support micro, small and medium enterprises. This initiative, President Tinubu says, will help cushion the effect of subsidy removal.
Our administration recognizes the importance of micro, small and medium-sized enterprises and the informal sector as the drivers of growth. We are going to energize this important sector with 125 billion.
Motorists and commuters in Abuja have been speaking on how it could affect the transport sector, with many lauding the proposed initiative, saying it will ease the burden of huge transportation costs on the citizens.
As I said, availability of it is one thing. Not saying if the car is available, it will be a thing of help. If the future of this nano vehicle is, can meet up with this economic challenge, I think it's okay.
Respondents say if transportation costs are cut down, it will help ripple effect on prices of goods and services, thereby boosting the economy.
Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned. The news continues shortly.